Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Quarantine Concert Series. That's right, baby. I'm your host, Kabir Segel. Show number 74. 74. There it is. It's a big unveiling. We got a big marble plaque to celebrate the occasion. 74. And we're going to go to 100 shows. That's the goal. After that, we're going to go fishing. Sandra, Camilo, and I are going to go fishing down in the Goannas Canal or whatever's up there. We're going to get our fishing rods out like this. We're just going to, put some bait on there and go fishing. Going to get a long-deserved vacation. Sandra, Camilo, great partners, great team. But, we're going to keep going until 100 for now, at least. So that's the story. A few more shows to go through. We love bringing in the music live from Atlanta. My parents' place in Atlanta. My mom is sleeping upstairs. You met my mom. She co-hosted the Mother's Day special, and it's very, very exciting to be here. I'm also watching. For those of you watching on Instagram, there's not an earthquake happening in Brooklyn. I don't think there is, at least. But I think our band is trying to arrange. There we go. See, for those of you watching Instagram, you get to see behind the scenes a little bit. All right, so let's keep trucking. What is this? What are we doing? This is the Quarantine Concert Series, and we are doing shows because all the gigs have gone away. Gigs have been canceled into 2021. So we started this concert series in earnest to put the spotlight back on the artists, back on the people who deserve the recognition. They share their mind, body, spirit, love, virtuosity with us throughout the years. Keep us motivated, keep us encouraged. So that is why we started the concert series, because we have to make sure the gigs continue as much as they can. Of course, we love the artists, not just the artists that are affected. It's the engineers and producers and bookers and managers and PR people that are all touching the live music space. In fact, I wrote an op-ed on this recently for MarketWatch. Here's the title of it. It's called Become a Patron of the Arts to Help the U.S. Economy Get Back in Tune. All right. The creative economy is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Independent musicians are part of this. So if you love someone's music, reach out to them, buy the music, stream the music, buy the merchandise, buy the hat. Buy the hat. Buy the hat. This is my Braves hat, but I need to get some real merch from the band tonight. Buy the hat, buy the mouse pad, buy the left sock, buy the right sock. Go on Patreon. There's always been a relationship between patrons and artists, so we need to make sure we're keeping that resilient. There's a symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic. Okay. So that's that. I also want to say thanks to the folks at All About Jazz who simulcast a lot of our concerts. 25th anniversary to Michael Ritchie for starting the website. If you're an artist, go make an artist page. If you're a patron, go make a donation. Important to support the jazz journalism happening in our communities. Okay, moving on. There is a word of the day. Actually, let me tell you about the word of the day right now is TT the Artist. TT the Artist is an incredible filmmaker. We started the Quarantine Film Series, which is conversations with filmmakers in the mornings around 10:30, 11 a.m. Eastern. I finished making my first movie, and I was so excited to hit the film festival circuit. They've all been canceled. So these are conversations with filmmakers who've been accepted into the Tribeca Film Festival and the South by Southwest Film Festival. And it's hard without the film festivals to get the buzz, to get the sales agent, to get the distributor. So these are conversations like with TT the Artist. She did a film called Dark City Beneath the Beat, which is a music documentary on the Baltimore club music scene. So these are all the projects that you're going to be seeing on your hopefully Netflix, HBO, and streaming services down the road. So you would have heard it here first. Check out the calendar on my website, on the link in my bio, to know what's coming down next. But now for the real word of the day. There will be a pop quiz at the end of the day. If you can tell me what the word of the day is at the end of this broadcast, you will get a prize. What is the prize? We all know by now it is a puppy presenting you a trophy. We do have a defending champion, two-time defending champion. Let's see if Claudia can defend her crown. So the artist of the day, their band name starts with an S-A. So this word is inspired by them. The word of the day is sambuca. Sambuca, an angular harp used by the Greeks and Romans. I don't think there'll be much sambuca playing on this show tonight, but the band has an eclectic feel and draws upon many sources. So we will see. Sambuca, the word of the day. All right. One more thing. Where can you find us? Find us on the Facebook. Find us on the Twitter. Find us on the Instagram cracker. Very delicious Instagram cracker. Find us on the LinkedIn. If you're searching for a job right now, heart goes out to you. A lot of people looking for jobs. A lot of people lost their jobs. So we hope you'll stay with us in the moment, and we hope this music encourages you and inspires you to go out and crush your job search. All right. Also on YouTube and Periscope. Here's the Periscope coming up, and here's the Periscope going down and up again and down. My friends in the Navy are freaking out. That's my Periscope. But yes, we're on Periscope. Also on Twitch. That's right, Twitch. That's Twitter plus itch, I think. I'm not sure. We should probably get on TikTok too, right, Camilo? TikTok, and we should probably get on all the other services we can. We'll look into that. All right, that's that. If you want to be an artist on the show, time is running out. We only have like 20-something shows left, and we have quite a line. But you can still hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. If you want to skip the line, you have to be a client of Sandra and Camilo. I love Sandra and Camilo. They're wonderful people. They're kind, gentle, hygienic, polite, just above the board, incredibly hospitable people. But we're giving their artists the preferential treatment. There's corruption. There is bribery on this show. Let's work with my man, Sandra and Camilo. All right. So let's do this. Now for the incredible artist. I've been listening to their music all day long. Actually, yesterday, too. I'm really into their songwriting, their craft, all done at the highest level. It's been fun seeing their interesting instrumentation, too, and seeing how they make all these sounds work. They're an acclaimed folk blues indie band coming live from New York. Please welcome to the show the wonderful virtuoso band, Satin Nickel. Hey. So I know who you are, but tell me who's who. Introduce yourselves. What are your names and where are you broadcasting from?
Cool.
My name's Nicola. I'll be playing cajon.
I'm Sam. I'll be playing guitar and banjo and singing.
I'm Morgan. I'll be singing and playing mandolin and guitar.
All from Brooklyn, New York.
All from Brooklyn.
All right. Brooklyn. All right. So I'm in Atlanta. We have Brooklyn in the house. Everyone who's watching, we all want to know where you're broadcasting from. So drop a comment. I want to share with Satin Nickel everywhere that their music is reverberating. So tell us the city, the state, the county that you're in right now. Counties, extra points for counties. Okay, so I want to ask you, Morgan. I want to ask you, and Samantha, what is the quarantine like for you right now? How has it affected your professional life? What were you going to be doing that you can't do now?
Right.
Quarantine life. It's where do we begin? But yeah, I was for me, because we're all actors as well, and so I was in the middle of rehearsals for a show when everything went down. We were supposed to go into tech, and then the show ended up being canceled, like pretty much every theater is experiencing right now. And so it's been so I've been stuck with these two for the last 2 months or so, and it's been, for me, it's been a great reminder to like slow down and reevaluate things and what really matters to me, and right now I'm just trying to find ways of, or we all are trying to find ways of staying creative in this time. It's in some ways very challenging to create new material when there's this immense pressure to have this time and to use it well. At the same time, there's also the stress of what's going on in the outside world, that it's hard to stay creative in that stressful place. But it's still nice to have the time to work with each other. We were working on a new song a few days ago, and it's nice to be in a position to share the space with these two and to continue collaborating in that way.
Yeah, we just came out with an album on April 10th, and we're planning on having an album release show in the city, and then going on tour down in like the southeast, and obviously that got canceled. And we were planning on touring all summer, but this all kind of happened like during the booking process. So it was just kind of like, okay, well, I guess we'll stop. And everyone right now, there were people for a while booking for later on, and now people have kind of stopped booking because we have no idea when this is going to end. And yeah, it's definitely been difficult to be creative. And we were talking about like, how can we take this time? We were planning on just touring the record for the summer. And so now we're like, okay, well, what can we do to still create content and share things without doing that tour? And it was kind of overwhelming to talk about it. We like talked about it yesterday. We're like, oh God, because we don't even know. Yeah, we have no idea what's going to happen. And so it's hard to come together and be motivated about something versus like maybe individually we want to work on things. But yeah, it's definitely been weird.
Yeah. Is there a rhythm to your day?
Experiencing this right now.
Yeah. Is there a rhythm to your day, like a battle rhythm to your day? Do you structure your days? What is a quarantine life like for you? Do you go for walks? Do you structure the creative time?
Definitely don't structure the creative time. Personally, I've been very sporadic in my creativity. But yeah, I mean, definitely like definitely have to leave the house. Morgan doesn't ever leave the house.
I'm a hermit.
He only leaves the house if he has to go to the supermarket.
I'm so good.
Yeah, but we've been going out and bike riding and things like
Park
that.
strolling and bike riding.
But as far as creativity, I think Morgan's been the most productive during this time.
I have a couple other non-Satin Nickel projects that I've been developing.
What?
In the meantime, scandal. No, and so I've been working on those with a collaborator in LA, and so we're having a lot of back and forth. But other than that, it's been playing these live streams and doing what we can together.
Gotcha. Isaac in San Diego has a question for Samantha. Wants to know, what are you drinking right now?
We're drinking a Cabernet.
Yes, Casillero del Diablo, Cabernet Sauvignon.
We got it it was his birthday a few weeks ago, and we got
I got a care package from my mom in the form of about 14 bottles of wine.
And we have
It was quite something.
2 left.
Yes.
So.
Cool. Well, enjoy. Toast to you. I have some drink here. We'll toast to your new album. To your new album.
Cheers.
Congratulations. Cheers. All right. What would you like to begin your set with tonight?
We are going to begin our set with a song entitled Call It. It was one of our first singles from the record, and it has a very nice music video in case anyone's interested. And
I'm interested.
You're interested? Wonderful. Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel. But yeah, it's called Call It. Take it away. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, here we go again, the threat of leaving me behind. Another week or two where all you are is on my mind. I never thought I'd be a please don't leave me kind of girl, but here I am, too bad for me. We're stuck in circles, baby. You ever wonder why we stayed when we don't want to be here? The way we're too stuck in our ways, becoming very clear. And I want you, baby, but you're not a man that I can trust. And so I think it's best we face the facts. And honey, let's just call it. Just rip the band-aid off and call it, baby. Not looking forward to another maybe. So just call it, baby. change the way I know I'll always love.
Yeah. That was great. Such
you.
beautiful and rich harmonies too. I like when you come in and layer that harmony. So
Heck yeah.
beautiful. We have a lot of questions coming in, and before we ask questions, you guys know, if you watched the show before, if you give us an emoji, I will do it. I will translate your emoji into real life. So we have some applause. We have some applause. I'm gonna pan the applause left to the right. Got some hearts going on, some muscles. So let's see the muscles. We want to see Nicola's muscles. That's
Nicola,
their
want to
kiss.
see your muscles?
Yeah. There it is. See? Once you get him started. Awesome. So a few questions coming in here, so I'll just rifle through them. Elizabeth wants to know, what is the derivation of your name, Satin Nickel?
Satin nickel. So satin nickel is actually a kind of metal. You oftentimes see it in like faucets or doorknobs or whatever. There's satin nickel and then there's brush nickel. And we were trying to figure out a band name like a few years
We
ago.
went back and forth
I just
a lot.
came up with so many things, and I was visiting a friend in Texas, and she works for like a luxury hardware company. And she just kept talking about how people want this and they want that, and she kept saying satin nickel over and over and over again. And I was like, I just like the ring to it. I like the juxtaposition of like satin and nickel, and then it just kind of became like we didn't even intend for our sound to kind of marry those two textures, but they kind of do, and that's kind of what we've leaned into. That's for sure.
So playing on those dichotomies of satin and nickel, like heavier songs, softer songs, and male, female
Smooth
vocals,
and coarse, gritty.
Yeah. Let's talk about your recent album. I want to highlight that. Let's get that up on the screen. Walk me through, what was it that, I guess, why did you want to create this album? What was the concept behind it? And walk me through the production process of how you actually took songwriting to craft to release.
Well, we, this is our first. We came out with an EP first thing so that we could essentially like play gigs and have content to show the venues, and then we were playing for about a year, and we were really dissatisfied with our first EP in terms of production. It was very like green to us, and we kind of wanted something that would better represent what we were trying to do. And over time, Morgan and I, we write independently because we're just introverted. Like,
right.
We just sit down in our rooms and we're like, I have to deal with this, and I'm writing about it. And so we just kind of collected songs over a little bit. We initially were intending for it to be another EP, but Morgan had a contract over the summer, and so we had to put off the release of it, and we decided, like, if we're going to wait a really long time to release it, we might as well make it a full-length album. We actually made it with Camilo and more Camilo. But, and yeah, we just kind of just decided, like, these are the songs that we like. We have enough to make a record. Let's organize them. Let's arrange them. And we'd already arranged most of them with our band just by virtue
Pretty much,
of
yeah.
playing
I think
it.
the first day we were in the room with Camilo, we pounded out like 5 songs in the 6 hours.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, generally we, Morgan or myself will write a song, and then we'll bring it to each other. We'll be like, cool, this is great. We'll send it to the rest of our band, be like, what do you think of this? And then we'll go into a rehearsal and see what the rest of the band, Nicola, our drummer, our cellist, Ariana, and then our bassist, Andrew, like how they contribute to it with their own sounds and influences, and it kind of becomes its own beast separate from what we had intended.
Jacob in Birmingham wants to know where this picture was taken.
It was taken in Fort George, right? Is the name of the park? It's
No, that's Fort Tryon Park.
Fort Tryon?
Tryon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's up in Inwood in
Yeah.
Manhattan.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like by the what do you call it? The cloisters.
The cloisters, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
all this really old architecture. We originally took some pictures in the cloisters, but they got mad at us. So.
Yeah.
The grounds people were chasing us all over.
But there's some beautiful scenery around there, and so
Yeah, so we just went on a walk and we found that.
we found this.
It's actually a
glorious
pretty,
spot.
like, you see it, now that we know what it is, I've seen it in, like, tons of movies and stuff like that. It's a pretty...
Gotcha.
Come on.
Let's put the
Iconic.
song list up on there. Walk me through some of these tracks, if you can. Any particular? I'm sure you love them all, but any particular ones that stand out to you?
Sure. You want to go first? Did you hear? He wants.
I didn't.
He said, "Walk us through the track list. Is there any particular songs we want to like highlight and talk about? Essentially, where they come from."
Train
Let's see.
song.
Train song.
Train song. I mean, Train song was more me like getting because having spent a lot of time like looking at like country music, Americana music, and just like really loving the
Like
the tropes and just like wanting to explore them and like mess with them in some way. And so I wanted to like start off with something very traditional and write a good old fashioned train song and see what I can do with it, and brought it in, and it was pretty it was really fun. And I actually got to actually really developed it. I was doing a writing program in Chicago when I was first putting this on together, and I had a whole ensemble doing like stomp claps and getting the rhythm of the train. And so when I brought it to the band, we tried to keep that same like percussive element to it, and it's
Yeah.
when we heard it was a perfect like opening song for the album.
Yeah.
Cool.
for sure.
I think you're going to be playing that song, I think, later in the show. What song will you be doing next? Tell us about the next one.
Next song is going to be Secondhand Smoke, which is track 3. It's another one of the singles that we came out. We like to perform it because it's one of the few songs that we duet on. Like we sing harmonies with each other, but primarily it's like...
It's the one real duet of the album.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's the next one.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, and fun fact, it's my brother's favorite song, and he's the photographer behind that film.
Hey!
yes.
Hi, Milos.
Oh, is
Gosh.
he watching?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think I saw him on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Secondhand Smoke.
Secondhand smoke.
I breathe you in like.
Secondhand smoke.
I breathe you in like.
Kissing and cutting and praying someone could save me.
Taking the blame for some dumb little flame that you gave me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Pity the fool that looks so cool about making me some kind of tool. But darling, let me cut to the chase. Take back the smoke, you blew in my face, yeah.
Secondhand smoke. I breathe you in like
Secondhand smoke.
I breathe you in like kissing and cutting and praying someone could save me. Taking the blame for some dumb little flame that you gave me. Ooh, 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 ooh. You struck a match and set yourself on fire, then looked at me with deep desire. Just one breath and I was gone for good. Just ashes from your firewood, yeah.
Secondhand smoke.
I breathe you in like
Secondhand smoke.
I breathe you in like kissing and cutting and praying someone could save me. Taking the blame for some dumb little flame that you gave me. Ooh, 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 ooh.
flame dies. It's the smoke that gets in your eyes. Yeah. Secondhand smoke, I breathe you in light. Secondhand smoke, I breathe you in light. Secondhand smoke, yeah. I breathe you in light. Secondhand smoke, ooh. I breathe you in
Always watching you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a fake cheer.
I think it's very much a real
I think it's fake. This is real.
It's like, why does it sound like there's water running?
Yeah. Maxime is in the house. We have San Diego tuning in, London, Tokyo. We got someone in Prague tuning in, all over the world. Looking for some satin nickel. Looks like Jackson's tuning in too. Got some family members or something. Hollingsworth in the house. All right. Camille is checking in. Awesome. All right.
Okay. It's like, maybe it is a glitch.
Settle down. Big crowd reaction. I
Yes.
just feel it's important
Big
for
crowd,
artists to get their daily dose of audience reaction.
Applause.
It's a daily vitamin to keep you lifted in these times of duress. So tell me a few things. How did you guys meet? What's the connective tissue here with everyone?
Morgan and I met. I was a grad student. We were both studying theater at UC Irvine in Southern California. I was a grad student. He was an undergrad. And yeah, we started collaborating because we had a mutual friend ask us to back her up at a show. And then he and I moved to New York independent of her and kind of met back up and started working together. Then met Nicola myself through a mutual friend, went to his bar, and he said...
A mutual friend of ours who lives in LA was visiting New York. I invited her to the bar I was working at. She was like, can I bring the girl I'm staying with? That was it.
That's me. And then we...
Mutual friends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked, and...
She was looking for a drummer. I was a drummer looking for a band.
And it was beautiful. And then Ariana, our cellist, she actually was friends with somebody who I did a play with, and she came to the show, and afterwards we all like went to a bar and were talking.
I remember this very well, actually.
Yeah, Morgan was there seeing the
Yeah.
show, and we met this girl Ariana, and she was like, "Oh my God, if you need a cellist for your band," and we had literally like a few days earlier.
We looked at each other, and I just remember your face just like...
We do want a cellist. We do.
She plays cello.
And then I brought in my friend Andrew, who I work with, for bass because he was let go from another project, and then we grabbed him and swooped him in, and here we are.
Got it. Ruth has a music nerd question. She wants to know, how do you guys think about the cello and bass? How does that line navigate it between the two of them? What do they play that's different?
Did you hear what the question was?
I couldn't
The cello and bass.
It wants to know about the cello and the bass and how we think about that, and essentially, like, I'm sure, like, arranging it.
Yeah, I mean, what's been working out? I mean, that's been something that we've been working with because the cello has such a great low end, and so countering that out with the guitar and the bass has been challenging, but Ariana's made it work. She's been she does play much higher on the cello, like she has a really sick cello solo in "Just Keep Running."
Mm-hmm.
The 5th track on the album, where she goes like to the upper end of the cello range. This is like, I'm imagining like this is the cello, so like down like here.
And then also like Schwag's in that song. Schwag's is what we call our bassist. His last name is Schwaga, and he went down to drop D for that, right?
He goes down to drop D. So trying to find our own space in each song.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, because we initially didn't have a bassist, wasn't something that we were overly concerned with. And then when we brought the bassist in, we were like, oh, well, we're basically just having her play the fiddle. But
Just
but
a very big,
a very
low fiddle.
big, moody fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
but
it.
it's definitely been interesting to navigate those two instruments together.
Yeah, and then I've just been playing higher up on mandolins and guitars. So.
Yeah. Dennis in Des Moines, Iowa wants to know where does the buck stop with the band? Who makes the final, or who is there like a final decision maker, or is it like a direct democracy where everyone gets one vote?
It kind of depends. I function as the band manager, so there's a lot of things where I'll kind of like make the decision for everybody, mostly because artists are not particularly like business oriented people, and so like I'm just going, okay, let's just do this. Can you guys come to this? Great, fantastic. And then in terms of like songs, it's usually like whoever wrote the song gets the final say over the arrangement. But everybody has the ability to, for the most part, when people interject and say, oh, this doesn't work, or blah, 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 we always figure it out. It's never really like, well,
you're wrong.
you're
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's the beauty of collaboration. You get to mess around with things and see what ends up working. And
Thanks, Bobby.
oh, thanks,
Aw, Bobby.
Oh, that's a sweet comment.
Bobby.
We know her. Yeah, but it's
I hope so.
essentially that.
Well, good. I'm glad there's a system. Sometimes there's no system. So what would you like to? I'm loving your music, by the way. It's been a pleasant, really pleasant so far, and really digging your album.
Thank you.
Really done it
Yeah.
in a first class manner. What are you going to perform next?
The next song is called Last Night. It's
Nice.
a ballad track. 6? I don't know what track it is. What track
Get
is
at your
it?
Zippo.
Track 4.
Track
Ladder.
4?
Track
Yeah.
4.
It is track 4. Okay.
Got the track listing. Alright.
Yes. Alright. Last night I had the first dream of you since you left me months ago. You looked familiar, like someone I thought I knew, or maybe used to know. Would you be surprised to find that I wanted to see your face again tonight? So I closed my eyes to greet you for the second time. I see your face like rain across my window pane. Helps me to sleep, the feeling of your arms I keep. I know you're gone for good. The memory of your love is left behind. Don't think I misunderstood. That's all the love we'll have in our lifetime. Last night I had a dream. You found the kind of girl you said that I was not. All the hope I stashed away would then deflate and leave me wondering what I thought. I was surprised that I felt light. I did not cry. I smiled and wished you both my best. As though our story lacked a page or a frame, but you had just filled in the rest. think I misunderstood. It's all the love we'll have in our lifetime. Now I know you're gone for good. The memory of your love gets left behind. Don't think I misunderstood. It's all the love we'll have in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't throw sticks anymore.
You should throw sticks after that.
Not after that. Last night.
I wanted to say during we like to get audience reaction, and we like to present different artists different awards when they come on the broadcast, and so we asked the audience what trophy we should present you after that very moving song. It was a very moving and stirring song, and there seems to be unanimous consent here that you're going to be for the first time in the history of this show, we'll be awarding you something that no one has ever received. You are the recipients of the inaugural horse trophy. Please give him the horse trophy, everyone.
Yes!
Horse trophy.
Oh my god. You guys,
There we go.
we did it. We did it. Oh my god.
Yes, you're
This is
welcome
all
to,
we
make
were hoping for today.
you're welcome to make a speech if you like.
I'd like to thank my family. That's pretty much it.
I'd like to thank BoJack Horseman.
Exactly.
The mutual friends that set us all up. So.
So you heard it here first.
Here's for all you naysayers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
There's the
nice.
pun.
Very nice. Hey. So really nice. Really nice. Hey, talk to me about the songwriting process. A lot of people ask about this in general. I want to ask you, like, how do you know when you have a song, and what is it like? Are you writing all the time? Do you only write when you feel motivated? What is it like for each of you when you write an actual song?
Okay. For me personally, it depends. Most of the time, it's just about whether or not I'm excited by an idea that I have. Like, when I sit down and play guitar, I'll find some kind of riff or something or a motif, and I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool!" Like, I'm really excited about that. For the most part, when I write songs, it's like pretty quick. Like, it's because I'm so interested in it. I'll like knock it out in less than a day. That being said, I don't write every day, so it's like that'll happen, but like once every few months. It's usually because like a lot of the songs for this record came out of the same time period. Like I was going through something and I was just spitting out songs, and now my songwriting has slowed down considerably, but still doing things. But I tend to do it myself. Like there's a guitar or a piano or some kind of part, some theme, and then I create the verse with that, and then I see where I go from there, and then I finish the song. It's pretty like quick process for me, like pigeonhole.
I think that's
I mean, like, well, it is, but it's not really what I mean. Like, you know, tunnel visioned.
Sure, yeah.
What about you?
I mean, each song is different. Since lyrics don't really come very quickly to me, I'll spend a whole lot of time like crafting the perfect lyric, while there are some people that can just like jot ideas down really quickly. I have to like sit there and really like think about it for a long time. But each song, since I have a background in writing musicals, I'm so like, very story oriented, and so like I'm usually basing my ideas on like characters or situations, or wanting some sort of arc to the song. So like the Ballad of Yankee Jim is a perfect example of a story that I'd heard from my hometown in San Diego, and I was like, oh, that's got to be like some sort of like epic, like Bob Dylan-esque like story song. But other times, like sometimes I'll hear a phrase and just be like, ooh, I like that phrase. It has a nice ring to it. We can jam to it. So that's how Secondhand Smoke started. I was like, ooh, Secondhand Smoke. Maybe I can do something with that.
Yeah.
I found out everyone else also wrote a
That's
song
why
about secondhand smoke.
Yeah. That's what I did with Call It. I was like, oh, Call It. Like, that's a weird way to talk about a relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but each song comes to you in a different way. Sometimes it's a musical idea, sometimes it's a lyric idea or a story, and it finds its own way of manifesting itself through you.
Gotcha. Sandy in Reno, Nevada is asking your top musical influences. Who are your inspirations as an artist?
Top musical influences, we can always sense.
Oh yeah, sure.
You want to go first?
Okay, yeah. All of my background prior to playing in this band kind of had nothing to do with this genre. I'm like, my top, I don't know. All of my top bands are like hard rock bands. Queens of the Stone Age, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Royal Blood. But I also love like a lot of 60s and 70s rock, anything that Lou Reed put his hands on, or Iggy Pop, or all that to say, like, prior to playing in this band, I really didn't venture down the folk or singer-songwriter paths at all.
As most drummers do not.
Well, yeah.
But he also plays other instruments.
I do. Yeah, drums was like the last instrument I picked up, and it's the only one I taught myself, which came out of like, I wanted to be able to do what Dave Grohl was doing. And Dave Grohl doesn't play this kind of music here. He plays,
Yeah.
Nirvana. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like, my songwriting came out of folk. Like, I was really attracted to acoustic guitar. I taught myself how to play when I was like 13, and all my songs kind of had that acoustic feel until recently. I've really, because I understand like the technology. I mean, he's gotten me into pedals, and we produce our
down
own,
that rabbit hole.
we produce some of our own music, and so there's more room for that. But in terms of people that I'm personally inspired by as a songwriter, Joni Mitchell was always one of those people. Laura Marling is an artist that I really admire. Morgan and I came together over our love of the Punch Brothers, which is
And Nickel Creek.
the best band of all time. I mean, Nickel Creek I only like because I like the Punch Brothers, okay? All right.
Okay, Nickel Creek was one of my.
I
my
see,
main
yeah.
ones, so.
I found out about the Punch Brothers first in like college, and I was just like, who are these geniuses? But yeah, and I would also say a large part, which if you know his music, then and you listen to ours, you can kind of start hearing it, which is interesting. But Mac DeMarco is like a huge songwriting influence of mine. A lot of my music is infused with like pop and indie, and so I really respect his songwriting and the like. He taught me a lot about saying something really meaningful without being like overwrought about it.
Got it.
Yeah, I really like him.
Ah, man. So having the musical theater background, I feel like every musical theater person is going to say like, oh, Stephen Sondheim, but like the way he crafts his lyrics and his stories and creates these characters, even in one song, in one phrase, is really mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But then around like 13, that's when I picked up mandolin. My first instrument was violin, and then when I discovered mandolin through Nickel Creek, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a violin that you strum.
When you were 13?
Oh my god.
I didn't know
Oh
you were
yeah.
playing it that long.
I was 13, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Alright.
cute.
Yeah, so Morgan like figuring out mandolin.
Aww.
And so growing up on Nickel Creek, and then my brother got me into like mainstream country music, and then he got me into Sean Mullins. I have like 5 of his albums, and I didn't realize how much of his music really influenced me until recently. I was like, oh wow, because he has more of that Americana style, and delves into the tropes and the different kind of characters you see in typical Americana music, and I didn't realize how much that had influenced me and how I brought that to Satin Nickel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nickel Creek, Chris Thiele, and now like everyone in the Chris Thiele circle right
The
now.
Live
for
from
me,
Here circle.
the
Yeah.
Live from Here circle, and just the folk world has been it's really exciting, and it's something that I didn't really tap into because I had closed myself off to listening to so much of musical theater, and so when I opened up myself to this other world, I was like, oh my gosh, there's
Exactly.
a whole other world of music.
By the way, everyone watching, I want you to go to their website, satinnickelmusic.com. We'll put the link up on the screen. Also go to Spotify and subscribe to their channel so you can hear their new music that's just dropped recently within the last few weeks. Minty fresh smell. So it'll make your Spotify Smell Good, satinnickelmusic.com right there. Check them out on all the social media websites. So you give them all the quarantine concert love that you can. What will you be performing next?
The next song is the title track from our album, Shadow of Doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Switch instruments.
We have to switch.
Titular.
The titular.
All right, roadie. I double as roadie. Guitar tech, excuse me, not roadie.
Yes, guitar tech.
Guitar tech.
Let me get you again.
Getting serious and open D here. This is the title
two
track,
notes.
Shadow of Doubt, which came from, since my middle name is Thomas, and being influenced by the Doubting Thomas story,
Which is for those people that are not religious.
Which
from
include
the
me.
Bible.
I have no idea what this story
okay. All right, so really quickly, Thomas was one of Jesus' apostles, and when Jesus was resurrected, the other apostles came to Thomas like, "Dude, Thomas is back! Like, bro, come see this!" And he was like, "No, man, like, I want to, like, I don't believe you. I want to see it with my own eyes." And then Jesus comes to him and says, like, "Look, I'm here. I'm back. Like, you touch my scars." And then Thomas touches the scars, and he's like, "Okay, I believe now." And it's the moral is like to just trust and believe, and which trust and believe in without really thinking about it, just trust in that.
Discerning, yeah.
And for me, that always bugged me. It was like, for Thomas, like a bunch of his friends were like, "Dude, Jesus is back," and I was like, right. And so like having the ability to like think for yourself and reflect on, look at the proof of the facts, and then make your own decisions from there. And so I've always been annoyed with the story of Doubting Thomas, so I wanted to just flip it on its head, and then this song came out.
And
So,
here it is.
here it is.
Off we go.
I'll let you count off the step.
All right.
Do you doubt me? You say, "Thomas, believe me, I promise to love you, but I know your words have no merit." Do you doubt me? 'Cause as Thomas I've seen how a promise deceives me again and again and again. I just grin and I bear it. Yeah, call me a fool, tell me I'm wrong, but until you can prove it, quit singing your song. Yeah, I see the light in the shadow of doubt. Just give me the facts, I can find my way out. You're lost in the dark, so headstrong and devout, but I see the light in the shadow of doubt. I see the light in the shadow of doubt. Look around you. Children walk without shoes, with nothing to lose, and plead to the mercy of the nations. Look around you. Yeah, we keep starting wars and closing our doors, and pray to the Lord and your God for eternal salvation. But
You say you love me, but darling, be smart, 'cause I can't compete with the hate in your heart. Yeah, you're praying to Christ as you spit on the poor, so I spit on your promise, 'cause Thomas once. Oh, yeah, I see the light in the shadow of doubt. Just give me the facts, I can find my way out. Oh, you're lost in the dark, so headstrong and devout. But I see the light in the shadow of doubt. I see the light in the shadow of doubt. I see the light in the shadow of doubt. Do you doubt me?
Yeah, awesome.
That has
Awesome,
such
awesome.
a long resonance.
I love that song. I love that song. I'm going to speak quickly because we don't have too much time, and I want to fit your last song in. We do have a Word of the Day winner, by the way. I think it's Word of the Day winner. The Word of the Day is Sambuca. It's going to go to Jackson. Going to keep it in the family here. So Jackson Hollingsworth is a
Yay,
Word of the
Jackson.
Day
Oh,
winner.
Yay,
Jackson!
Jackson!
So, one horse trophy for Satin Nickel and one puppy trophy for Jackson Hollingworth. there you go. Everyone, check out Sandra and Camilo. They're the wonderful sound team that works with me on all these broadcasts. They also help make Satin Nickel's record a reality. Would you recommend them to other people, Morgan?
Yes,
Is it-
absolutely.
See, 2 thumbs
100%.
up.
We,
Two thumbs up.
we
We have
recommend them to other people.
many
for
thumbs
sure.
up
Yeah,
to Sandra
actually,
and Camilo. Put
right
their
when we
website up on
started
the
working
screen.
with him, I had
Yes.
another friend come to New York to record a record with me, and he was like, "Do you know any people?" And they were the only people I recommended.
There you go. Soundworksrecording.com.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Could we all do 2 thumbs up,
Yeah.
everyone? 2, 4, 6, 8 thumbs up. Yes.
Yes.
So thanks, Sandra Camila, for mention their 2 dogs, Oreo or Maui, to get a discount. You can also schedule time just to pet the dogs, $5 per pet, payable by PayPal. All right, so your final song, please play us out.
Cool. So this song is called Train Song.
Yeah, we were just talking
We're
about that
just
song, right?
talking about it.
What do you know?
There's a stillness in the wind. There's a yellow in the sky. There's your ring in my hand. There's a tear in your goodbye. There's a whistle in my ear from a train I'm waiting for. Colorado calls me home, where I won't hurt you no more. This train's gonna take me home at last. This train's gonna take me far from my past. This train's gonna take me home at last. This train's gonna lay my sins down on the tracks. My mirror stares back in shame, and the whiskey don't kill the pain, no. So I threw them to the floor. See, now drinking's made me who I ain't. Mama, I'm afraid I let you down. Papa, your son's a Louisiana clown. Jesse, please forgive this drunken man. I'm getting up the bottle and changing if I can. This train's gonna take me home at last. This
Satin Nickel, everyone. Awesome. You guys crushed it. Well done. Getting a lot of love from around the world.
Oh, man, cantaron.
Check out satinnickelmusic.com, also on all the streaming services. And did you get what you were looking for?
Yes.
The phone.
Okay,
On
gotcha,
Instagram live phone.
Awesome. Cool. That's it for tonight, everyone. Tune in tomorrow night. We have a great show. Thank you, by the way, Satin Nickel, for being on the show. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for
Thank
having us.
you.
Thank you, man.
It was a pleasure.
Of course. So tomorrow we have a great show. The great Emma Charles will be with us. It'll be a great night of singing, songwriting, music, conversations. I'm especially excited to present her tomorrow. So tune in 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night for show number 75. Almost home. Stay home, everyone. Good night.